Okay, I'm going to try to do a tour of the main garden. Sorry, it's about 5:30 in the evening here, Central Standard Time. Got more stuff planted today, and I'm going to try to show you. This is a pretty persimmon. I think also bearded tongue. I can't say if it's native, but it grows wild here along the sides of the roads. And this was down along my driveway. And I dug it up and put it in my garden. Otherwise, it would just get mowed and weed whacked by my neighbor. So the fig is branching out. So that's a good thing. Got a Thornburns terracotta here that I'm trying to grow in a pot. I just planted that today. And over in this bed is my celery bed. But the little dinky ones are the ones I grew from seed, and I bought one little pack because I was afraid mine would not amount to anything. But they're really doing okay, so that's good. And then in this bed here, I planted some cubanellas. The soil was not great, so I don't know what to. I never seem to have anything grow very well in that bed. But we'll try the cubanellas. They're store-bought. And there's also skullcap in there. A pretty flower therapy annual. Angelonia. I have a oxeye daisy here that I just left, but I will pull it out before it can go to seed because I don't want it all over the garden. My garlic is the worst garlic I've ever grown. Ever. It's already gone to scapes. I have to come out and harvest these scapes. They're even really dinky. It was just such a dry couple months that it's forcing it to go through its life cycle quicker than it needs to. But anyway, that's life. I put another Thornburns terracotta there. And here's a pretty tiger lily, or Asiatic lily, getting buds. Let's see. We'll just keep going straight down. I bought another butterfly weed to put there. In this bed, I have one shishito pepper that I bought. And I planted my lettuce here today. I have Merlot. I forget the name of this one, but it's beautiful. And back there, I only had 6 Jericho romaine lettuce germinate. And there's 3 tomatoes there that are Laura's Bounty. They're a semi-dwarf yellow, orangey Roma type tomato. I still have plenty of room here, which I might put Swiss chard in or more peppers. I don't know. One little marigold. These beds aren't prepped yet. This is a pretty salvia that came back from last year. But it's filled with catnip, chives. There's lavender here that's done really well. So that'll be pretty when it blooms. This bed isn't prepped yet. These are both going to get peppers in them. Jalapeno here and Lesia here, and hopefully they'll grow. As you can see, I have an abundance of mullein everywhere. I've had to pull out so many plants, and I have a whole tote of it dried in the house. So this is a Swiss chard from last year that is going to go into a polenta lasagna sometime in the next week or two. My rosemary lived through the winter. I think it was due to 2 things, is that it was not a very cold winter, and it's in these tires, so the roots were kept warm. So it's actually in a pot inside the tire. It's not just in the tire. But yeah, this is still a mess. I have a lot to do here. You can see there's another giant mullein. A beautiful lemon balms. There's daylilies. There's Queen of the Prairie. There's a Sweet Annie that actually overwintered, which is weird because it's an annual. So another mullein. Over here in this bathtub, oh, the sun is at this end. Got foxglove blooming. There's 3 kinds of foxglove in here. This one, which is the traditional type, This one that I just grew from seed last year. It's called a rusty foxglove. And then there's some yellow foxglove that, isn't sending any shoots out yet. And there's blackberry lilies. So, yeah. This trough is nothing yet, and I don't know if it will be anything because it's filled with roots that grew up from the bottom. So there's no aeration in that soil or anything. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. I don't know if it's roots from that Annabelle hydrangea or the vinca vine that I'm trying to kill, or I don't know, but we'll figure something out. There's a very healthy bloody dock there. I need to clean all this out, but anyway. And the same with this trough. It's just got my tomatoes sitting in it right now. I don't know what I'm going to actually plant in it. Maybe Swiss chards. I don't know. These are parsley from last year for the butterflies. And again, this trough is empty. It will get it's some kind of a zucchini, but not a traditional American zucchini. It's like a Latin American, or I don't know. It's a different kind of, it's called some kind of like a gray zucchini. But it needs amended and all that. But here I have that fig back there. Oh, almost tripped. Holy crap-a-doodles. That's doing all right. It actually got some figs on it last year. It doesn't get a whole bunch of sun, but nothing in my garden does. And there's a buckeye there. A bottlebrush buckeye covered in blooms. I'll show you when you can kind of see them sticking up, but when they're in bloom, I'll show them better. Here I planted my cucumber seeds. I couldn't decide, so I planted at one end straight 8. And then over here I planted Suyu Long, which is my favorite. So, what else? It's a happy comfrey plant. There's pretty petunias. This is my favorite one I got this year. Isn't she pretty? She's doing all right. So yeah, so like I said, these will be Lesia peppers, jalapeno peppers. There's catnip, mullein, valerian everywhere. And then a pretty yellow petunia. The spiderwort. Isn't she pretty? That's one of my favorites. She moved here from Michigan with me. And then in this bed, I gotta sit down a minute, I'm pooped. In this bed I got my cherry peppers planted today. There's 9 of them. These were store-bought from the little produce stand that I'm very lucky has some variety in peppers because they carry cherry peppers, which many places don't, or not in my experience have. And yeah, and they were 3 plants for $2, so it wasn't like at Home Depot where they're $5 a plant. So anyway, so they're my favorite pepper. So they're looking happy. I got them watered. These beds are kind of just a mess, really. Back here I have my rose. I pruned it up. I didn't clean up the prunings yet, but these lavenders are ancient. And by ancient, I mean about 8 to 10 years old. But they're still making some buds. But oh yeah, so here's Cecil Brunner. See if I can get a pretty picture of her roses. Here she is. I love her. She's just little roses, but they smell good. And she can handle the shade. So, she's perfect. Look at that one. Can you see? Isn't she beautiful? I don't know if you can see, but the blueberries there are loaded with blueberries. Blueberry picking season. Ugh. I dread it, to be honest. But I'm thankful for the blueberries. And let's see. These beds are a mess. More giant mulleins. Back here I planted in this trough 2 favorite de Bretagne tomatoes. Which is a little... It kind of looks like a a green zebra in coloration, but they're little torpedo-shaped tomatoes. Very prolific, and I put 3 in there last year, and that was too many. So I'm like, you can only put 2 this year, Heather, and that's what I did. So they look very happy. Very happy. More garlic that is not happy, as you can tell, but like, look, this one's even dead. Look, it just is dead. This is a bed I deal with fire ants in very badly, so I don't think that's why they're dead. But anyway, when this is done, it's going to get okra in it. Ying okra. I don't know. Orange okra. There you go. Okay, so what else? Oh, here. It's getting very confusing. More mullein, daylilies. And in this bed, I planted my beans, pole beans. I'm trying Kentucky Wonder this year, which I've never grown. But I wanted to try something maybe a little bit more prolific that I might get a bigger harvest off of. So those 2 there are from last year. Maybe they're red runner beans. I don't know. But normally I grow a Selma Zesta, which is a rattlesnake type. But I want more beans in the freezer. So I'm hoping that they're going to be great. And then over here, this is a beautiful annual that I bought. It's Angelonia, but it's black Angelonia. It's my favorite. And more daylilies. In this bed, there are 6 Italian frying peppers. I can't say it. Friday hello. I can't say it. But there's 6 of those, and I just threw in 2 little teeny cubanellas that I grew. These are all my pepper starts. You can see how tiny they are, see? But they're going to be happy. I just know they are. So yeah, so I think that's everything in the garden. And yeah, there'll be more to show eventually. Oh, those 2 in those pots, those are peppers. Those are Anaheim, which isn't one of my favorites, but it was one the store had, so I bought them. Yeah, so I got to get those garlic scapes harvested, and then I'll leave them go for another maybe month, couple weeks, months, I don't know. And then in that bed, I'm going to plant my Astia zucchini. So yeah, so that's my garden right now, the main garden. And I hope everyone enjoys seeing it. And hopefully I'll have more to show you in the months to come. All right, take care. Bye.